Welcome to Pattern Making Class. I'm your college instructor, Annette Julie, and today we are continuing to work on our Raglan sleeve. Please watch all the prior videos. And in the last video, we attached these pieces onto our sleeve cap that extend out to make the Raglan seam, and we drew curved slash lines to the cap, and we slashed them. And now we can use this to create lift, so that when you lift your arm up, you have more mobility. So I'm going to grab some scraps of paper, which I always save for my pattern making, and I'm going to go ahead and put that underneath. And you can use the back side, so a little bit of a contrast. You don't see the alphanumeric dots. Go ahead and place that underneath there. Make sure we've got a big enough piece. Maybe I need a larger scrap. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Put that paper underneath there. Okay, now let's go ahead and make sure, yep, that looks big enough. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and draw myself a grain line on the back of this paper. I want to use this as contrast. And I'm going to take that paper grab some tape and line up the center of my grain line. Let me tape down the lower portion. Taping this in place. Okay, a little bit more tape. Tape is your friend when you're making a paper pattern. When you're manipulating and slashing and spreading. So now we have this lower part secured, and the upper part can go ahead and move, because we want to be able to slash and have that spread work well for us. Let me make sure that this is released up here at the top so it has enough movement. Okay, now when we bring that line up, we're going to move that up and mark it at 2 inches. So there's the end of that tip, my bicep underseam. I've spread out 2 inches, and I want to get that tip right to that 2-inch mark and tape that down. Let me tape out the whole rest of that slashed piece to create my new sleeve cap and lift. That looks good. Now I'm going to do the same thing on my back. So let's turn that around. Let's get to the back area here. And we're going to lift this up. This is going to spread also 2 inches. So here's the tip of the bicep and the underseam. Let's measure out 2 inches. And when we spread, when we slash, we want it to go right to there. We got the slash and spread going. And now tape this down. A little bit more tape. This looks good. And we have created lift on both sides. 2 inches. 2 inches. That looks great. Well, now we're going to need to do some blending. So grab your hip curve see if we can blend that. Blending the underarm. That looks good. Now we can cut away all the excess of that paper. And at the same time, I'm going to smooth right there as I'm cutting. Oops. There's the front. I think I add a little 1/16 there. And we're blending. And also add some tape. Make my transition with trimming and neatening it up a little bit easier. That looks good. That was the front. Let's go to the back. Looks like my spread could have been a little bit more and it might have moved. So let me go ahead and lift up that paper real quick and see if I need to move that tip like 1/4 of an inch. I think the paper folded. There we go. That's better. Let me retake that in position. I moved it just out 1/4 of an inch. Now I'm ready to go ahead and cut that underarm seam, doing the back. Now let's go ahead, blend. That looks great. Trim a little bit more paper up by the cap. Wunderbar. So now, in the next video, we're going to go ahead and separate this and make it into 2 pieces. This is Annette Julie, and I look forward to you checking out my next video.